Have you ever felt like the more you understand the world, the more sadness creeps in? Like the curtain of reality is pulled back, and what you find there isn't as comforting as you hoped. This feeling is something Charles Bukowski captured in one of his most powerful statements. Sadness is caused by intelligence. The more you understand certain things, the more you wish you didn't understand them. Today, we're diving deep into Bukowski's idea, unpacking why knowledge can sometimes feel like a heavy burden, and exploring how thinkers throughout history have grappled with the same realization. Bukowski was a writer who didn't shy away from the darker sides of life. Known for his raw, unapologetic style, he often wrote about the struggles of existence, poverty, alienation, addiction, and the general hardships of being human. In this quote, Bukowski is tapping into a truth that many of us have felt but may have been too afraid to admit. Intelligence, or more specifically, awareness, can lead to sadness. When you see the world clearly, you also see its flaws, its injustices, and its impermanence. And this understanding can bring a sense of melancholy that's hard to shake. But Bukowski isn't alone in this idea. Throughout history, many philosophers, writers, and thinkers have echoed similar sentiments. From Socrates to Schopenhauer, the connection between knowledge and sorrow is a theme that's been explored over and over. Let's take a step back and look at how this idea has evolved through history. Socrates, I know that I know nothing. One of the earliest connections between knowledge and discomfort comes from Socrates, who famously said, I know that I know nothing. The more he questioned and understood the world, the more he realized the limits of human knowledge. For Socrates, ignorance is bliss, a theme we'll see echoed throughout philosophical history. The more you learn, the more you become aware of how little you truly know, and this realization can be deeply unsettling. Arthur Schopenhauer, the pessimist philosopher. Perhaps no one embodies this idea better than Arthur Schopenhauer, a German philosopher known for his pessimism. Schopenhauer believed that life itself is suffering, and the more we understand the nature of the world, the more we become aware of its inevitable pain. He once wrote, Life swings like a pendulum backward and forward between pain and boredom. To Schopenhauer, the more intelligent you are, the more you grasp the futility and suffering that life entails. Friedrich Nietzsche, the weight of knowledge. Nietzsche, who admired Schopenhauer, took this idea further. In his work, Thus Spoke Zarathustra, Nietzsche speaks of the eternal recurrence, the idea that life's events will repeat infinitely. For someone who deeply understands life, this can be a horrifying thought, the endless cycle of suffering and joy, again and again. Nietzsche's philosophy is one of both empowerment and burden. While he believed in the potential of individuals to create meaning, he also recognized that deep understanding could lead to existential despair. So, why exactly does intelligence, or deeper understanding, lead to sadness? Let's explore three possible reasons. Awareness of injustice and suffering. As we become more aware of the world, we also become more attuned to its darker sides, poverty, inequality, violence, environmental destruction. We start to see the suffering not just in our own lives, but in the lives of others, and we realize how much of it is out of our control. This expanded awareness can be overwhelming. It's no coincidence that many great minds, from Albert Einstein to Virginia Woolf, struggled with depression and melancholy. Understanding the fragility of life. Another reason intelligence can bring sadness is that it opens our eyes to the fragility and impermanence of life. We start to see that everything we hold dear, our relationships, our accomplishments, even our own bodies, will eventually fade away. This is a concept that both Eastern and Western philosophies have grappled with. In Buddhism, for example, the idea of impermanence, anicca, is central. The more we cling to things, the more we suffer. But knowing this doesn't make it any easier to let go. The weight of expectations and failure. Intelligence often comes with a heightened sense of expectation, both from ourselves and from others. We expect more from life because we understand its potential. But when reality falls short of these expectations, as it often does, the disappointment can be crushing. This gap between what we believe life could be and what it actually is contributes to the sadness that Bukowski was talking about. But here's the twist. Bukowski's observation doesn't necessarily lead to despair. In fact, it can be the starting point for something deeper and more meaningful. Many thinkers have argued that sadness, or a deeper understanding of life's hardships, can lead to greater wisdom, compassion, and fulfillment. Albert Camus, the absurd hero. The French philosopher. Albert Camus, in his essay The Myth of Sisyphus, explores the idea that life is absurd, meaningless, random, and full of suffering. But instead of falling into despair, Camus encourages us to embrace this absurdity. Like Sisyphus, who was condemned to push a boulder up a hill for eternity, we can find meaning in the struggle itself. Camus writes, "The struggle itself toward the heights is enough to fill a man's heart. One must imagine Sisyphus happy." Viktor Frankl, Finding Meaning in Suffering. Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor and psychiatrist, wrote in his book, Man's Search for Meaning, that even in the most horrific circumstances, we have the ability to find meaning. Frankl's philosophy is a direct counterpoint to despair. While understanding life's suffering can indeed bring sadness, it also gives us the opportunity to rise above it. According to Frankl, when we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. Stoicism, accepting what we cannot control. The Stoics, particularly Marcus Aurelius, offer another perspective on this sadness. They teach that while we cannot control the external world, we can control how we respond to it. The more we understand life's difficulties, the more we can prepare ourselves mentally and emotionally to face them with resilience. Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." In the end, Bukowski's words may sound bleak at first, but they carry a hidden gift. Sadness, born out of understanding, isn't something to be feared or avoided. It's something to be embraced. It's a sign that we are truly alive, truly aware. As we deepen our understanding of life, we may encounter sorrow, but we also encounter wisdom, empathy, and meaning. So, the next time you find yourself weighed down by the complexity of the world, remember that this sadness is not a burden, but a sign of your intelligence. It's an invitation to explore life more deeply, to find beauty in the struggle, and to create meaning in the face of the unknown. After all, as Bukowski himself said, what matters most is how well you walk through the fire.